to see the challenging. I think Shio alluded. We want to see these players challenge. We want to see what they can do in these moments where it just seems like, oh no, if someone went there, what the heck am I gonna do? Moving over, we've got Rex, Faz, and Saki, and this is where I think Rex feels a better role, is because he's always fit that role of he can kind of hold anywhere. But seeing their loadout, if Rex has that shotgun, we know what he can do, as well as okay, all right, okay, they all have epic shotgun.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if they all have that shotgun, though, that's even better. And I mean, you can see how before they're prioritizing the weapon on the Snacky. Well, no prioritization needed as you're able to drop all three going on there. Now, we did get a little bit of a look at the map. We can anticipate that the second zone will probably go a little bit west, but it could still have the option of coming east, which could make the rotation for the trios who are on the eastern side here relatively difficult. We do see Jay picking up the knock on to Quickamon. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to convert, as we have a little bit of a slower match here than we did in our previous game number 3. We saw a little bit of a speed up going on, but as is typical for NA West, once we get in the back half of games, 4 can sometimes be a little bit loosey-goosey, but some of the trios will tend to button down. 5 and 6, well, it really has depended. In a lot of circumstances, we'll still see kind of that first storm surge, assuming teams don't just fly at each other.
And usually they do. I mean, usually we'll see that just constant aggression throughout the entire match. It'll calm down around that 70 threshold that we'll see, but everyone likes to be super aggressive in those last couple of games just because they know, hey, we're setting ourselves up. But how aggressive do they really have to be? Again, we talked about it a lot. It's a double point day tomorrow, and so if you just play for placement today, if you're one of those teams that's like close but not in that top 10, and you get into the top 10 tomorrow, you're set up so well.
Yeah, and I would love to see the Poppy and Cyrazor fight right now as they're going up against Kadenox. We saw the knock there in the feed. Rakasuki, Nigel, and Aiden under a little bit of pressure as well. Needs to be careful about the hot feet on the backside. Literally, the floor is lava there. Brian Loke's going to get the knock on the Kangarna. XC being taken down there. Rakatsuki still trying to find a little bit of an in route. Needs to be careful there. Is able to kind of catch his feet, and they will go back up onto the high ground. So good decision in that regard, but a lot of materials burnt as well, down to 88. So basically invested the entirety of their brick to kind of hop back up here, only having 9 of those left. So going to be a little bit difficult. There are some opportunities to refarm that here too. I was kind of keeping an eye on the top left-hand corner. That number actually keeps jumping back up. We were at 80 a second ago, now back up to 83.
Ooh. NA West and their reboots always seem to come in to play as Aiden, Nigel, and Mark and Suki are going to be able to get into this stream eventually. They make the rotation. They take a little bit of damage, but they're able to rotate it through. We do see Aiden land a little bit short. And what a stark difference of loot, right? You got that legendary burst rifle, but then you got a common shotgun. It's really hard. It's right. You hit them for that small amount of damage there on the shotgun, and then you follow up with a burst, and it does a good amount, but it's still not that 1-2 combo you're really looking for there. Reboot will come through for Kadenox. They're going to get back into the game, and again, talked about NA West loving their reboots. There's another one bringing it back up to 83.
Yeah, and as we do see where that second zone is pulling, we're going a little bit out towards the west, so you can see some of that zone inertia coming through. And we talked about Storm Surge. Well, Trio should get a warning coming up here on the right-hand side, whether they're above or below. That first one, 122 below, then it'll update 805 above. So what that first number shows you, that is the team who is farthest away from the threshold currently. Right, so we know all the trios who are underneath, there's 122 damage that they need to be doing. To me, that's about 4 to 5 rifle shots, or if you're able to get a good pump shotgun off. That indicates that there are a lot of trios right now, currently 5, who are going to be forced to do some damage. As we get a look at the top part of our leaderboard, our current leader's 355 above, so we know they're good. They're just going to rotate into zone and probably about face. Honestly, if I'm them and I see 352 above, I'm skipping this checkpoint and I'm going further inland, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try and pull as central as possible so they don't have to move until zone 4 and potentially even zone 5.
This is a great rotation. team that needs to make an even better one, Notch, Anthrax, and NG5RC as that zone coming in. They've got truck to rotate with, but they're chilling a little bit more. They want to farm up as much as they can, again, and max as much loot as they can grab, and now they're going to be on their way. Driving into zone, 191 damage above surge. They don't have to worry about that for a little bit, but again, mark will usually keep you safe if you find no tags. But NA West likes to push those boundaries. They like to go for those storm surge tags as much as they can. So I'll be surprised if we get into zone here and that number doesn't start dropping pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're not 100% safe, but it's going to feel pretty good, right? There's about a 310 damage difference between them and the team who's lowest off. And this is the story I want to stick with because Epic Whale, Arkham, and Reed, we talked about their need for finding weaponry, need for finding tags. And on the right-hand side, 55 above, goes to 45 above, goes to 26 above, ping-ponging back up to 47, but they're not safe as 5 trios are going to be put under pressure. And Arkham takes a ton of damage there, now 68 above. Keep an eye on the right-hand side. The second that number ends up dropping to a below, they will take 25 damage every 5 seconds. So Arkham right now going to be looking for some tags, and he'll be happy with that exchange. Again, we've talked about how they tend to hold a lot of extra heals, making sure that they use their utility spots to have the opportunity to trade out damage here. And another real quick little peek, but honestly, these 20 damage tags aren't adding up. We talked about it. 4 trios are underneath that threshold right now, and they're fighting to try and stay up on their feet. And you can see that number, 50 above, 29 above. They need to find a reliable source. Otherwise, they're still going to be threatened. And as I say that, Reed is actually going to be able to find the elimination onto Aiden with a couple other players going down. They should be okay for this storm surge. It's going to be close, but they should be okay.
How empty it is. This is interesting. I'd love to see a shot of everyone else, right, in the rest of the map, just see where they are as Rex is going to find elimination. Ian thinks when you go down, I'd love to see that overall view. And I like to see it's even more empty than perceived because they hold both of those mountains.
Yeah, and they're splitting it up. I anticipate that most of the players, we talked about how that east side had a ton of people rotating in on it. And also majority of the map is going to be driven from the north. So I would guess that the kind of eastern border plus the north is where you're going to see a lot of these players ending up kind of right on top of each other. We're going to flip on over. Here's a replay with Rex, seeing if he's able to find a shot. Look at that. That 151 there, and that was onto Wave. A brilliant shot from the left hand, too. You can see how he's just immediately able to return the fire. And that's one of the things that I don't think Rex gives enough credit for. His box-to-box shotgun aim is disgusting. And that might seem like a very specific thing, but when it comes to competitive Fortnite, you see a lot of wall-to-wall fights, and if you're able to just weave in and time that extra shot a little bit better than your opponents, you take a lot of what would be 50-50 fights and turn them into 70-30, 80-20s, or honestly, in Rex's situation, 90-10s. He doesn't lose those fights.
No, he really does. He really does it, right? And we talked about, oh, wait a minute, Arkham going to go down. Saw it in the feed. I don't know. No, confirmed elimination. Pafe going to be the one to do it. That's it. Big.
Yeah,
and he was the one separated, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, we need to see what ended up going on in that situation because Cyrez or Pafe, they're the #1 trio. That was a push onto the top 3 trio. And we talked about how you can occupy a certain amount of space, but you need to do it safely. And when Arkham is separated away from Epic Whale and Reed, it doesn't matter how good Epic Whale and Reed are if they're unable to get over and to help. And that's exactly what happened. Cyrez or Pafe and co able to close the gap off. And we see now only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 trios inside of that safe zone. So we still have about 17 who need to rotate in, and almost all of them are on the northern part of the map. So expect tons of action to be going on here. Now, there is a reboot man in play. We've seen some very ridiculous late reboots. However, I'm going to kind of just throw that one out because that is very far away. Unless the moving zone happens to pull back across it, then we could see some shenanigans. But right now, we do have a 3-box with our top 3 trios, our current leaders, in the bottom right-hand corner. And actually, as I say that, Rex's elims have pushed them over the top, so they're the current leaders at 114. The Eclipse in the bottom right-hand corner, currently sitting in second with NRG, Epic, Whale, 100 Thieves, Arkham, and Reeds at the top of your screen.
And I really like this because we've seen Epic
John can
Whale
watch
and
the
Rex work together.
Grand
We've seen
Royale
Arkham work together.
FCNS
We've
with
seen
me.
Arkham and Rex work together. And I want to see how Epic Whale and Reet work together in this moment, right? This is where we can see down the line in these future competitions if they end up making plays together in whatever competitions may come through. Coming back to that, a solo Sizer took his team from 21st to 4th in game number 3 and led all players with 29 solo impact points. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about players that are not getting that recognition that they all you see these top players too, right? Because again, you think of it
Party
West, you think of the top
Royale.
2 teams, you think of the names
Grand
that are currently there.
Royale
But
FCNS.
Cyrazer, Coffee, Eclipse putting in work to make themselves one of those names.
And I know you guys are out there. Eclipse, Coffee, Cyrazer.
How many
Let
teams
us
are left?
know
There's
if we're
about
saying
20
that name
teams
right.
left. It's
Right?
a
Like
small
we
circle.
want to be able to give you all the credit as we go through. Haven't heard definitively either way, but as of right now, they look like a very good contender going into day number 2. Again, we talked about it ad nauseum, but double the points tomorrow in just disgusting shots coming through there from Rex and Co. They will get the confirmation and also get the Elam points as well as the harpoon, so they're going to be able to just gobble up all of that extra loot. And with not too far to rotate, they should be able to tunnel out with any of the extra builds that they have and be able to just double back in. Doesn't look like they have too much extra except for wood there, so could be a little bit of a difficult rotation.
Better,
but
these
as
guys
you see
used
at the top
to
of the
look
screen,
so
Reet
good.
ended up
Now
getting
they
knocked
just
there.
look
He's
good.
currently getting revived, and Rex, Fabs, and Snacky have a great opportunity to open up the lead a little bit here.
Ooh. Is we're going to see them take it? Is this where they're going to go for it? But Epic Whale going to maybe find elimination. Either way, it doesn't matter. They're going to find
all my shit's dead, so I'm charging it.
Okay, let him come back to the lobby so we can go back in together.
Okay. Let me get it out of this, wherever the fuck I'm in. What is this? Show Party Royale stream. Yeah, leave match. Alright, hang on, let me open this one. Give us a
Okay, ready up. Ready up, I want to see that ending, if you can. Ready up real quick. I want to see the ending to that match. Hey, Snow the product. Ready up. I want to catch that match.
Okay, let's see. Will we see round 2 of this high ground take? No, Epic Whale going to get some tags so they can try to stay above. Again, they're going to have to get a lot. They're going to have to hop into boxes together to essentially get a knock. And honestly, I like them going for high ground there on that play. I like them doing it for him. Created not many players use those right now. And they're very hard to execute well, but if they can do it, they're good. No, Epic Whale's going to reset that one down. Create a read down pretty low. He's going to start taking storm surge damage right now. He's got to be careful about that. Trying to pop the mini, you should try to out-heal it, but boom, immediately as he pops it, it is gone. Zone going to be on top of it as well. What damage can they find? Because unfortunately, they've got to find a lot. The charge is there, the harpoon is there, the damage is going to be there for now. Is going to get the knock, but not able to finish it off. Epic Whale now has to try to out-heal the zone, try to out-damage the surge, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that. Has to find some sort of opening. Will find damage there, but takes more than he deals and still is below.
However, does have the floppers. We saw Reed gift those over. He's going to look to take one more taking. Actually inefficient taking that flopper right there. Going to lose 10 HP, but he says it doesn't matter. Need whatever I can get. As Stormson will turn off. Cyrazer still up on his feet, so even the top two trio still got in third place. Trying to get the whale right now. Take over. Rex, Fabs, and Snacky, I think they were the ones to find it, as the slight change in verticality is going to just play so much merry chaos in the backside of the zone. Will swing on over. They were our leaders till the eliminations took them back. I think it's neck and neck right now between Mizu, Poppy, Cyrazer, Eclipse, and then Fabs, Snacky, and Rex. You can see hip to hip on the logo. And Poppy has that epic pump shock and Eclipse sitting on a ramp. They want to go for a double med kit play. So, a couple of win conditions on the line. The question is, how do they opt to play it out?
Do they go aggressive and try to get all these extra elims, or do they go for just that victory royale, do the Logan? They don't have a lot of mats here on Eclipse, but it seems like everyone else does. And they're back and forth. They're 5 points off, and look who's trying to take the high ground. Dragon is going to do it. Snacky's trying to fight for it there. Doesn't get it just yet. Dragon trying to drop on down. Is forced to almost essentially. Snacky going to be right in the box with another player. Is going to block him up. The editor there. The shotgun shot's not going to connect. Only a 40 damage, not reloaded, and that's going to be a lot of damage. But look at how many elims they already have. 12. It's going up a hill as well. Everybody is funneling up into them. It doesn't matter that they don't have mats because they have eliminations. That's going to be another one there for Snacky. 3 elims. That's going to be the other one as well. Now 4 eliminations. They find so many in the back half of that game, and they pick up the victory royale.
14 eliminations and the VR going over to Kelly's prediction of Rex, Fabs, and Snacky, but Cyrazer, Poppy, and Eclipse a second place performance and not a small amount of elims from them either. So we're seeing a battle at the top between 2 of the best trios in NA West, but right now Reed, Epic Whale, and Arkham are on the outside looking in as the defending champs, Snacky and Fabs, adding in Rex, and then Cyrazer, Poppy, and Eclipse have been dominant today.
They really have. They've been putting in work and performance time and again, and game after game after game. It feels like we're constantly mentioning their names. We're constantly talking about them. And I want to see what the analyst desk has to talk about this time, because we've got to throw it back over to them.
You know, Sundown, sometimes Kelly just knows what she's talking about, and right now is one of those times. Of course, Snacky, Rex, Fabs, 14 elimination victory royale. So if you've never seen Fortnite before and you're like, oh, that sounds like a pretty cool number, is that good, Zeke? Yes, the standard is like right around 9 eliminations, right? And especially, and I said this back in NA East, with the caliber of players we're seeing in these lobbies, 14 is extremely hard to do. And these guys made it look effortless, Kelly.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was towards the end of the game that they grabbed all those eliminations. I think that they had around 4 eliminations around zone 4. So just, again, so consistent throughout the entire game, never having to worry about Storm Surge, never really having to worry about rotating aggressively, because we saw that height take. We're going to look at it again in a second, but 2 VRs now solidifying their spot in first place, but still Poppy, Cyzer, and Eclipse, after getting that second place in game number 4, holding strong in second. But Panda, you can see the shooting is reversing, I guess. Well, I don't know, maybe it's happening.
You know, listen, it's changing, right? This
Party
is a
Royale stream
that I don't think everybody was expecting going into this, but it's exciting, right? Poppy,
there's 8 more games
so
left.
Close, right? Obviously, you see them stepping up here in data.
Come on in and watch a game.
They are worthy of that top
before
spot and just barely losing it out here in the final moments of that game. But regardless, right? Obviously, Rex, Fab, Snacky stepping up to the plate. Elimination, 14 eliminations in that VR alone. I mean, that's dramatic.
Duos,
but
doing
again, It's only day one. There's still day number 2 to play, and 2 more games in day number 1 to play. So still a lot to unfold.
One victory royale, it'll automatically send you to
go ahead, Kelly, no, please.
next stage.
There was a lot going on there, and for me, it was happening
Yeah,
around
so we
the, like,
could
zone
basically,
6, zone 7,
if we
when
can
the height
just
was
wait
big,
it out
Epic Whale
and wait till we're in second place
and so it was
get
like they were in like a weird position,
that one
which
game
gave the
where we just
opportunity
get
for Rex,
lucky.
Snacky, and Favs here to
heal
not
off.
just dominate the
Or
high
a heal
ground,
off.
to do it in
Or
almost
that.
a questionable
That's a
way,
good idea
Panda.
too.
Well, that's just outsmart.
Yeah, it definitely was an interesting high take by far, right? You see him obviously set up here. Rex knows what he's doing. Rex doing a really good job here overall of taking that high ground. If it wasn't for what Rex did there and the way that he cranked up and took it, they wouldn't have been able to maintain it. That's the key to holding high ground in a situation like this, is taking it, cranking as high as you can, at least one of the players, and ultimately holding it. But the relentless pressure you see from this team, if they smell blood in the water, they go for it.
And here you have it. You can see Rex up on top, Snacky joining him as well, and Favs all the way at the top. Unfortunately, we weren't able to grab actually the climb that we got to see.
I'm watching teams that
like they did it completely effortlessly. I don't actually understand how no one even tagged them while they did it, because they did it out in the open. Obviously, with Arkram's team having Storm Surge, although they had height, they were in kind of a rough position, so they weren't really able to pay attention.
No, they're not. What we need is good computers and good Wi-Fi. We'd probably be right on their level.
I just need a landline and a
deficit for them, because now we get to see the matchup, and of course we have to look at the classic matchup: Snacky, Rex, and Fav versus Epic Whale, Arkram, and Reet. The total points, of course, going to the way of Snacky, Rex, and Favs with 2 VRs and 33 eliminations. The average placement as well is incredible here.
You know, like it because you can just download everything digitally.
Any players that can step up to the plate and get a
I got my Spotify on it, I got my YouTube on it, I got
like, that's just absurd to think about. And again, we saw a game that's uncharacteristic of Arkram, Reed, and Epic Whale early on there, where they went down
Next match starts
early.
in 20 seconds.
It's interesting. This is a huge shakeup on the region, but I'm excited to
I
see
see
how
it.
the rest
I
of
see
this
your,
unfolds today.
your arrow, at least.
It does feel a little bit like both of these shows are kind of still getting their bearings in these games, right? Like, yes, they're having these big pop-up performances, but it feels
what do they call it?
Kind of like ramshackled together. It's not as clean as I would like to
Used
say.
to be a funny
but
joke like
we'll
2
see,
years
man.
ago.
They still have 2 games left to try and work out all the kinks and come back tomorrow and bring it that much harder. But
it's not even
with only 2
funny
games left
anymore.
to go, how's NA West going to end? How are we going to prepare ourselves for double points tomorrow? Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Those kids
graduated. You.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you so
Who's
much.
this guy, John?
Clay Sterling. In 2 more matches to go, and so
Big
far
fatty.
the defending champs adding Rex has looked like a little bit more beneficial to their group, and we just saw that head-to-head graphic.
This could be
you
me
feel
and
like
you.
that tells the whole story so far?
I feel like it doesn't tell the entire story, but it does.
They must have made it to an FCNS finals. That's all you gotta do, dude. We don't even have to do. We don't have to win it.
4 games
we just
before
gotta
ahead
get
of us,
into a
we've
final.
got 6 more tomorrow, and those 6 are going to be the defining moments of the Grand Royale here. Because they're double points. And we stress that so much today. You're going to hear it a lot.
The whole
in
chapter
these final
3 is
games
going to be
because
great for
it
us.
just matters.
It's going to be daily.
Well, we have time to practice. We have
going to come through from tomorrow.
We have the rest of November, December, and January.
Yeah, it's a big change up from what we typically see in the 12
all January we're gonna have to grind to just like be sharpened.
Had the most historic day 2 ever. Well, if this that type of situation, then they would have just utterly destroyed and become the 6X champions.
Who the hell's making all this noise now?
You have to be able to play into the format. Here we go. Match number 5. It looks like we got
awesome. I love the map, dude. Okay, so let's look at where everybody lands. And let's try to find this.
John, you can do that because that's how your brain works. I'm just going to enjoy the show. But, what was I going to say? Look at the replay. It's gotten so much, but it's gotten so much smoother. Look at the video quality of the replay. It's like the actual screen, like just, it looks so much better, like. And they'll do like slow-mos when people are fighting. Not slow-mos, but like the camera will like fly by them slowly.
He was trying to make something happen and could not do it. The angle wasn't there. Combat going to go down to Falcon.
Who are we watching? Combat. Okay.
Without a gun.
Never want to be left without a gun. Always want something to be able to kind of ward off the opponents on the opposite side. And right now you can see Quill trying to get the shots onto Genshin before he's able to get some builds there. And honestly, though, that common SMG, you can't really afford to waste shots early on, because if you don't have an entire clip full of it, your elimination potential, even your knock potential, is very low. The thing is not.
You hear what he's saying? I like that. The sub, you gotta make sure you want a whole clip. If it's anything less, not enough to really take someone out the whole way.
Unlike any other POI,
ooh, this person just.
Like, I think in any other POI, it'll definitely.
Yep, grab that shotgun.
This one more than any, it slows your entire game out. Your entire early game comes to a standstill, because this is such a hard POI to fight early game with the ability
so we need to be
stack,
watching.
like
just John, it gets really good in about. Let it get down to, you know what I mean? It gets real good.
No, I know. No, we need to be watching these.
Oh, this is
so
gonna
whenever we're not playing, we need to be watching.
Yeah, whoever's able to get priority over one of the Sox automatically.
Height, man. Height is like everything.
Picking up another healing up there in the feed. We do see Rich Homie.
The more we watch this, the more we watch the road
see if Astro Genshin opts to push down. It looks like they're going to try and make a closeout here, deciding that they've isolated two of the team members, dropping down the Fireflies as well, but not a ton to really catch on fire in this area, so I don't think that's really going to apply the pressure they want. We'll use up the chug splashes on all three members, so going to feel good about that, as well as stacking in some additional minis. The timing a little unfortunate there, as he would have liked to have popped those minis beforehand, but going to get a Firefly right inside that building, and that should equal some pressure.
What'd John do today?
Work.
How much pressure will it make for them, though?
Oh, yeah.
Wave is looking for an angle
on the other
side. Saw Asher gets in there, but can't find anybody else, and won't be able to build. Otherwise, they know where he is. That edit will give away the position to get back together. It will be to surprise them as well. But again, they just don't have that pressure with. Just look at their loadout, where the zone is pulling. Well, this is, again, one of those areas that if you draw this fight out, your entire game will suffer.
Yeah, the tough part about this rotation is normally you think, well, whenever we end up leaving, we'll just do a northern rotation. It's the team who leaves first is going to be able to get all the loot along that path. So generally that should be the team who already has map positioning. Yep, as we see that, the yellow triangles to the bottom right-hand corner, going to hit the stacks and go on that north rotation. Quinn trying to get whatever pressure and shots on him as they can, but nothing really connecting, and they're going to be forced to now disengage.
Disengage.
And they can disengage, but how far do they go? But 40 yards, Falconer and K-Nox. That replay coming through, that was combat going down earlier. This is seemingly finally going to be their fight here. Someone ended up actually hopping on top of him, almost taking down two.
Boom. Boom, boom.
Multiple different replays coming on through. This is Blaze taking down Wale there.
Getting the house nice and comfy.
Ooh.
Oh my god, the lighting. The lighting.
Epicwell and Reed, a team that I don't think when Epicwell and Arkham are playing together will ever really be contested here. Even going into the new FNCS competitive seasons.
Yeah, it's just tough. You don't want to fight this team off the drop. They've been here for so long. They know all the bus paths.
See, now they're sending veterans.
And you add Reed.
I mean, obviously we're poor, but
no,
like not just that. There's
upgrade
people
over
stay
Rex is in that early game fighting, where if you put whatever
they're
in this game,
just really good at,
yeah,
I can see that.
A little bit more efficient in that regard.
We land here, so it's just like us at the one spot. I like to land, you like to land.
Will settle itself out in time based results, etc. And they're trying to get the rotation on, and the real question has been Storm Surge for them largely.
And luckily they've got Arkham all the way up on top of the destroyed saucers here, trying to find any tags. But again, they're investing a lot. Luckily there's a lot of bricks, so it's not that big of an issue. But
how's this guy floating?
I want to see them be aggressive like they were the game.
Where?
So many eliminations. I want to see
right here,
that
above me.
because we know they're capable of it.
Froze, or he left the game.
Gotta get the right ingredients again. Pepe, Nate, Lizzie, just trying to hang out. They didn't want any beef with anybody coming through. Move over to Boney, and Oni's interesting because we've seen a lot of Fireflies come through, and this is one of the biggest downsides of Oni. And Rex just gets absolutely teamed from
Rex. They've been talking a lot about this Rex dude.
Yeah, it seems like he was taking shots from multiple angles, and Eclipse actually going to get a confirmation there onto faking Naruse as well. So, for second place trio, trying to not lag behind. We talked about
really good.
Oni Bears with the pressure down as we go for replay. It's Notch getting a fight, trying to get box to box. Hits a great shot through that face stare right there. Able to hit the knock onto Assault. We'll get the shakedown and the confirmation. So we swing back on over. Our second place trio was done enough to
Eclipse. That sounds really familiar too.
Close that gap a little bit more.
Hey, and they will definitely take that.
Maizu, Cypher, Sizer.
A couple elims here and there. Close that gap again. That's the thing. And I said it earlier. Is going into tomorrow. If you're not trying to be as close as humanly possible to first, you want to be 1 point off. So if you're 1 point off, that means tomorrow, both y'all got to play a whole new set of games. And it's not this, hey, I got to catch up. Hey, we got to try this. We got to do that. It's, hey, we're only 1 point off. That's nothing.
Look at these girls. The pink.
I really like this little bit of an ambush spot because you're able to get a right.
Yeah, you see what they're doing? So if someone runs by.
Even if you are in a car, you're generally going to be aiming kind of in that divot. So able to see.
These people right here don't even know they're there. Oh my god, they're literally looking at them. They're hiding behind that rock. That's crazy.
Like, that happens very often.
3 dudes just behind a rock on Zeds.
But that far away is rare. So I love to see it. I love to see that.
That'd be a good way to get kills, John. We just wait somewhere and just like double submachine gun people.
Yeah, yep. We gotta get really good at shooting
there.
The same thing.
They always end up finding their way back together, and now teams that
kills. Doesn't matter who the fuck gets killed.
The zone. We've got one in zone, one in the new zone.
And like they said, not over knowing how many bullets kill people, you know. So that way you're like not wasting them and you're using enough of them. Just so you know what amount.
Psy Racer have a trek and a half to make.
Yeah, this is going to be a long
back to Rex. No,
they should
Snacky.
just be able to go towards the north, and there's not a whole lot going on
Rex.
there.
Yeah, that's.
We talked about how in NAOS the matches could slow down a little bit. You're probably wondering, it's like, show us the fights. Well, right now, we've had 2 trios eliminated, and there's still 91 people up, so people haven't really been fighting.
No, this is usually where it happens too. 5th game.
Yep, they'll chill.
Zone, almost Storm Surge Threshold coming in.
And then
everyone
it'll go
seems
nuts.
to just relax, and we'll see a couple reboots here and there. And you can go back and watch any of the FCNSs this season, and you'll notice that the same sort of pattern in these final moments where everyone's just chilling, everyone's trying to get in the zone. You see right here being a little bit aggressive, but they're realistically just trying to get in the zone.
And Arkham is separated again.
See, as long
Don't
as we
forget,
play,
last game he got picked up
look at all
very early.
playing.
And it allowed them to get past the Storm Surge threshold. However, he needs to be able to stall long enough for Epic Well and Reed to get back over, and he's just going to be ripping shots out there, trying to blow up that vehicle. However, not quite going to get enough, as we do have another trio dropping down here, hop back on board with Reed, who's just trying to find an angle to lay down some shots. Honestly, wouldn't expect to see him.
Just gotta play smart
during this time period, but looks like they're trying to get a feed over towards Believers.
Don't take the shots you don't have, and take the shots you do.
Be very interested to see where this warning comes in on the Storm Surge,
heavily
because there's a lot of people.
There really are. And I don't know how many of these TMs are going to be that safe, right? Even if you're above, there's still that threshold of where you're really safe versus not safe. And so I'm excited to see how many of them are overtly safe, and where we move over to Mystery 10 and 8.
Damage threshold.
Wait a second, as it'll update here in a moment. They're 214
Oh.
up, so they're one of those trios that's very
They'll
safe.
explain
They don't
it,
have to
maybe.
worry
They did
about
last
coming
game.
through. Normally, right? That's like when we're at that 75, maybe that 80 threshold. There's players that need to go down, so they're not comfortable just being there.
7 trios.
They need to do a certain amount of damage to
so anticipate a lot
go on or some bullshit.
Around. The teams who are under Storm Surge are going to be forced to threaten. So these teams who are a couple hundred above don't necessarily have to watch them, except for their reactions to the pushes that end up coming
somebody?
out. Much more
No, I
interesting
don't
to see
think
what
that.
the teams who are below and how they're able to kind of navigate the pressure as it comes through.
Think of it, you're tied with someone else.
295 here for N-Trax Notch. G5RC.
Oh, if you're tied with somebody else, the team that did more damage gets the points. Or goes higher than them.
Onslaught that we know is coming.
What's up, Harley Quinn?
and Blizzy are below. That's why they're positioning the way that they are. So they're looking constantly in those cones. I'm excited to see what they do if they are below. If they try to go for the pressure and look. Snacky, Fabs, and Rex are going to be below for a moment, but I mean, it's them. They're not really going to make up too big of an issue or fuss out of it, as I do see that Blizzy is going to take down G5RC, going to get traded back out, though. And I think that entire trio just went aggressive. They made that play, they made that push, and Fabs takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, Fabs taking a ton of damage.
Come on, Harley. Either of you bitches, give me a hug.
Go down just at the threat of it. And honestly, Mitty
give me a hug.
A lot of work in the
Harley, my bitch.
He's going to find two of his own as well.
I knew you wanted some dick.
Find the knock onto JFix is making. He's also going to
fucking
get confirmation
you.
onto line. Jay picks up Mystery Rex. So Wavy Jacob will also get a knock onto Nico as Mitty gets his confirmation. And that Storm Surge disappeared instantly. We were straight down to 70 players. Teams had their interaction and they went.
They said, no thank you. I'm not a fan of Purple Lightning striking me from the side. And they all decided to make this
stand here and hug.
Unannounced agreement that we're fighting right now. As soon as there's a threat, we are going to fight. And that's exactly what they ended up doing. Is Epicwell, Arkham, and Reed. I wouldn't say they're in a bad position.
It'll hit you with lightning and kill you?
But Epicwell, not as many heals as they normally have.
Wait.
Not as many maps.
What? If you don't have enough damage?
Have the minis and the
if you don't fight somebody that's close to you or something.
Down to 86.
Like these two teams, they're just chilling right here.
I wonder what
after a while, the storm threat takes up.
And then they should be able to pre-farm in the area. The one thing, because we pulled directly back over Believer Beach, you can kind of guess that fourth zone is either going to drop on top of the beach itself or over towards that western side. It's not necessarily likely to pull up kind of towards that dock area.
Like if teams sit here like this for
see
too
teams
long.
cheat kind of towards that southwestern corner. But I love the investment of hard mats on a priority position.
Like people hardly even move without making a cube.
Southern Hill, but also if anybody tries to
they travel in them basically.
And able to pounce on them. So I like the positioning right now as we swing back on board. Again, this is our current first place trio, the reigning champs of 33 Snacky and Fabs, adding 100 Thieves Rex to the roster, swapping with the Titans on the other side as Reed goes over. You can see there's a Grand Royale Finals record in the last game of 11 reboots. But don't forget, reboots did get a slight adjustment. I believe it was at the start of this past season, where those cards are easier to pick up. You don't actually go over and pick it up.
John, right.
The reboot timer is a little bit faster in terms of how long the van charges, and additionally, you get a little bit longer to get your buddies back up on the field from 3 minutes up to 5 minutes. So
I can comprehend everything that's going on. You know what I mean?
Goes to show that they're still all about keeping everybody up and together. As 11 reboots coming through, and this was that priority position I talked about. They have a great chance of fourth zone dropping directly on top of that.
These guys are in a great spot. That's why they're number 2.
Oh yeah.
Though, knowing
see now when I see people shooting people and not trying to kill them,
great.
That makes sense.
Well, the only team that
you keep your storm damage
stuck out there.
You keep your surge damage low.
It makes perfect sense just to sit there and wait. That team on the island can help as well. That team is in a very
the
moment they thought, hey,
if you don't do damage like how me and you play, when that lightning finally hit us,
that makes it even harder for them. That rotate. Thought, hey,
you got to do 200 worth of damage to get rid of your
will be there, but now
storm
everyone's
I see.
Wait a minute, Fabs, Snacky.
So certain teams will only have their shit down to like 75 or 80. Then it doesn't matter. Then it's not.
They're going to be able to get it relatively unpunished. Snacky did lose a lot of HP, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Look how many big shields they have on the ground.
Yeah, able to
seems like it's pretty rare.
Also saw Epic Whale and Reek getting a pair of their own. Unsure if they're able to resolve that fight and then exit out talked about kind of that zone
See
dropping
this guy?
directly on top of Believer
Oh,
Beach
yellow
towards
hat.
the western side.
Yeah,
So Cyrazer and Co. do have
like a
party
beast.
position right on
Yeah,
the
like holy shit, bro.
They should
Okay,
have
so he's
high
their
ground
construction
for the
worker.
fifth zone if it doesn't pull out and away from it. In terms of the pull, it's most likely to go towards
guy
the
that's in
southern
the
part,
ski
but
shit
it
is
could
their
go
like
also
shooter,
due east and west.
and then the
Very
Christmas
small
person
chance
is
that
their
ends up
healer.
going towards the north, but like I said, there's always a chance.
That's what I'm
There's shots
getting.
spraying out.
I
We
think
hop back on board here.
because that guy's always got a gun out.
They're gonna look to try
The other
and get
guy's
off
always
wall
holding
here.
the build.
Get a jump on J-Flex Brian Lokes. They will open it up, but no shots coming through, and unfortunately, it shots the other way.
That's
Mavs gets absolutely destroyed. Rex also pushed back near instantly. They're trying to disengage, and Rex not going to be able to create enough distance. Snacky now is all to do for him. That's a huge knock if he's able to push forward. But Flix is trying to get all the way in and get the confirmations.
Damn,
as I say that, Rex ends up going down. And while Snacky was able to get a little bit of pressure, we will see the Storm Surge on the right-hand side. It should update, and they should be okay. But as I say that, yep, there it goes. 205 above.
He's dead.
And while they're okay, it's okay in the
where he
sense that
is.
Storm Surge
guy
isn't
by
going to hammer on them.
himself.
They have trios on either side, and that's our first place trio going down. Haven't you ever heard of closing the door? Instead of saving a marriage, you opened up an opportunity for the leaderboard to just be kicked wide on open here in match number 5. And Epic Whale, Arkham, and Reed, while they were able to pick up a couple eliminations, none of them were their actual points, right? Thank you for throwing that leaderboard on the left-hand side. That team with 170, they are down. So the shooting could occur right now, Clay.
Shooting.
And it really needs
the shooting, the lightning.
Right? If you go in to tomorrow with a 60-point lead, that's
it's a switch of the leader.
So as long as Chaz and Snacky get into
they're stealing that from Naruto.
If they kept going tomorrow and just kept playing the way that they are now, it would be impossible.
That's the story of him.
So this is
the story of him becoming a leader.
Team,
That's
which
the
you see
Japanese
in the
word
top middle of your screen there.
becoming a leader.
Watching Reed.
Look at
Americans
and Epic
the
really need to perform, really need to pop off. And
see, storage
that hurts.
Alert.
Say, that zone is awful. We pulled directly
look at that lightning strikes, bro.
So many of these teams, as you can see,
I love it.
Well.
It's craziness.
South, right?
237 damage.
Apartment stacked with 3 or 4
They hit somebody, they're done.
Occupy the entirety of that Believers Beach dock. And Whale is actually going to get a knock onto Jagbeer as well. Very curious to see if they're still under pressure in that regard. The Cyrus are popping Eclipse. They kind of banked on the zone heading towards this side, and it's nice because you get a free pass to the mid game. But this is now kind of your next check mark, right? This rotation is really tough, and I haven't necessarily seen a launch pad. Boom, there it is. So a high launch pad is going to end up being the answer, and you're really just kind of putting faith in the fact that this team directly across from you either misses their shots or isn't looking, and it looks like the whips end up coming through, and they get a free rotation. That honestly should have been a lot more difficult, but hey, plenty of space for them.
They didn't even get hit flying through that spot.
They have enough stats, so this doesn't matter, right? They didn't really have to move. They have 135 here.
Another hug, that's 2.
So they're good. They have shields as well. 6, those 2 extra.
I'm collecting hugs, big dog.
So down to 7. It's like that.
I got a good outfit for it too. You know.
And Uchiha
trying
to
fuzzy.
make something happen there, trying to find their way at the leaderboard.
Furry.
Meanwhile, on the ultimate low,
I'm a furry.
Low grounds, we've got Epic Whale, Arkham, and Rex.
I'm a fucking furry.
That'll be our main point of view here. Where's the zone gonna go? If it pulls
I'll shit on your chest if you want.
It's time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another one. There's 3, John. Ooh, that was a long one.
That island was like a 0.001% chance.
What's up?
It was a possibility, but this is
She
great.
Mexican?
It's going back towards them, their old build.
We'll sit by her.
What can they do with it?
Now trying to find a little bit of space, and we talked about how occupying that space off of the start was very important. We are inside of that second Storm Surge threshold, so 49 players.
John, I think I got a girlfriend.
Damage every 5 seconds. However, we're still outside of the cascading placement points. We still need 2 trios.
Now Harley Quinn's all pissed.
+1 for each one of the trios to come through. So still.
Sorry, Harley. You're a dirty skank. Oh, I got 2 girlfriends now.
One below. We'll see if that ends up updating for them. But given the
fact I got Harley and the Mexican girl.
Place team is currently below on Storm Surge with a lot of players who need to go down.
Come on, Johnny, you're gonna miss the end game.
7 teams who are currently underneath pressure, but the number's going to shift to 6 as they jump right on into the box here, trying to get as much damage as possible as they're constantly going back and forth. They do have 25 seconds before that damage ends up coming through, but you want to be comfortably above it because once you're in the 7th zone Storm Surge, it's kind of a little bit too much. And as we talk about a little bit too much, Arkham goes down. Nico
This is how festivals are. Like, you don't have to know someone, and if you just sit by them for like long enough, you start to just form a little community bond with them.
Up
like,
on the high ground, trying to
we were here first.
You know, we see, yep, Arkham is down yet again. It is Epic Wave
natural.
and Reed as we into the cascading place of points now. 41 players remaining. 15 trios up on their feet.
Click up.
Finding a double there. Uchiha and Kytrex both going to get taken down. They are well above.
This Harley just really wants some shit.
Coming in that regard. I am curious to see if Cyrus and Coffee were able to figure that one out, but it might not end up having time.
I've hugged all 3 girls around me right now.
Great elimination for Epic Whale as he says, let me not make the same mistake.
Girl
And
skins
chucks a piece of metal out there to cover his Zix. However, dropping down a layer, loses the entirety of his shield. Into the top 15 he goes, and Reek is down not only all of his shield, but all of his HP. He gets ticked over, and the 5 times FNCS champ left to do it on his own.
5-time FCNS champ.
But it's not going to get much. 13 builds left.
What do you mean? It has to be not finals champ, but something else maybe?
Yeah, he would have had to plan it right then and there. That was his opportunity going back to point to go for just the floppers here. He's got time for the med kit as well if he wants to just stay here, wait for the zone to come all the way back over here, and that's exactly what he's going to do. That's why he hit up to the zone for that 1 second to take that tick of zone damage. He's getting ready for it. He's going to pop it a little bit too early, stops it, and is going to go back. Should be able to pop that just fine.
Oh, and not just
no doubt in my mind he knows how to pop a med kit. We'll have those that one extra fish to use as well. This buys him just a little time.
One for each region. How many regions are there?
Get him anything there from the initial started it there, but we'll get him back into zone.
So there's
somebody
an FCNS
there. Their team on the other side. He decides, no, I'm not going to be there. Does layer change beautifully, but 1 build remaining. What?
Oh, shit!
Can he stay up? No, the shot's going to come through from the harpoon.
Then we still got these bitches.
We'll be the one to do it. And of course, Cyrazer, Poppy, and Eclipse have held on through the mid-ground, low-ground layer changes that they've had to endure. They are still here, albeit not as many eliminations as we normally see them with. But again, they've closed the gap. They have now taken the lead by 3 points. How much more can they grab, though?
Trying to bust the top of that leaderboard right on open, trying
so now
to
they're
break through the glass ceiling, and they say, you guys spent all of this pre-show prep, all of the time talking about Epic Whale, Re in Arkham, and then Favs, Snacky, and Rex. What about us? Grand Royale, our time is now, and they are putting it to the test. They're showing how good they can work as a full trio. As Eclipse does end up going down, but Cyrazer and Poppy still up on their feet. We know Cyrazer.
This is getting real now, bro.
Incredible.
This is getting really real.
And Poppy
oh
has
my
a decent amount in terms of utility to offer here. They do have a good layer.
How many are there?
Is going to duck back into the zone, and they're going to opt to have some chunk
3
splashes.
games.
So there is potential here for Cyrazer to be able to get off a medkit if they end up working together. No, instead they are just going to dip back, using chunk splashes to change the game.
He's shooting down on him.
Poppy end up going down. He'll get dropped down. Cyrazer gets taken up as well. But
look at that dude up top, dude. He's my hero.
They will be your current leaders. But the question is, who else can cause the shoopening, push themselves into the top 5? Godbro, Glace looking to do it right now as Godbro is trying to find the siphon at the right exact time. Will end up picking up the elimination, but that was not his knock. He needs a fish. He needs a knock. He needs something as he goes down. Second place is a 1v1. Nigel trying to find the opponent. He does have space in the zone, but doesn't have time to get the med kit, and he dances it out saying, sorry, not enough. Jay Mudio will take that one home, man.
Yep.
That was a little bit of chaos there in match number 5. That was a tough ending, Clay.
It really was, but Nigel really danced their way on out of it. Their team had...
Somebody needs to tell Tubby if he shaves that a few more times, it'll be a really nice beard. Who's paying? Dude, Michigan basketball looking good.
It has been for, I mean, a minute.
No, this kid that they got now, dude, he's mean.
So,
the assassin.
One of the guys that had rap at Chris's property that came with Ajax Stacks, Nicholas Guyton.
Yeah.
He's from Grand Rapids, and I forget, he wasn't that tall, maybe 6'2", 6'3", but he posts videos of his kid because he does like special one-on-one training with his kid and sends him to like you know what I mean, specific trainers and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like the type of shit you need to do if you want your kid to, or you know what I mean, like, yeah, you know, yeah, you got to take those crazy extra steps, you know. But he literally sends his kid to do like, there'll only be like 3 kids there total in one coach, and it'll be like ex college dude or like a ex NBA dude or like, you know what I mean, and they'll be doing like specific training and like. Just, you know what I mean, like, they'll just be doing, like, certain types of moves and certain types of shots that day. It's crazy, the videos that he'll put out, but, like, it's pretty cool to watch that kid. That kid, though, he won every Gus Macker he entered this summer, or this year. Except for one, they got second. So, that kid's pretty damn good, right, his kid? But, I think he used to ball, obviously. That's what his kid does. But, I don't know if his kids are just light-skinned or they're mixed, but the Golden State just played the Pistons, though, and he was down there with his wife, and he, on his story, he had pictures with, it said family reunion, and then it was one of the Golden State Warriors players was with them in a picture with, you know, like had their arms around each other. And then remember Livers? Was it Livers from Michigan? The dude with the big hair. He went pro as well, right?
Livingston did too.
Livers, whatever Livers is a bigger dude. So he was in the background too. And then they said something about like all of U of M here, and then it was Poole, Polle. He plays for Golden State. He plays for Golden State now, and I think that Guyton dude is related to the Poole guy, or that Poole.
Well, Jason Poole played for Michigan, and he's from Ann Arbor. Or he's Michigan. He played high school ball.
He's all Michigan now. Yeah, okay, yeah, because that Nicholas Guyton. I think basically it's like there's a community of African Americans that are like they're the types of black people we don't usually meet and we don't really see because they're like rich. They're rich. Yeah, there's like a whole rich community of them in Detroit that you don't hardly ever see or meet. You know what I mean? And I think these are the types of guys that are from those communities. And, like, they don't go party, they don't do stuff like that. What they do is they fucking push their kids into sports and shit. But anyways, yeah, so he's got a picture with all the Michigan dudes. And then guess who else is in it, too? Draymond Green was in the video. So he's, like, it's after the game, and he's, like, in the tunnels back with the players and shit. So that's pretty fucking cool. But so he's got that connection. And so it seems like he's either related to whatever Poole, and then his kid is like on his way to probably being like a, you know, Division I player as well. So it's exciting. I wonder, you know, I'm just wondering where's this, you know, I wonder how far this kid. His kid looks tall. Like his kid's at least 6. Probably only like a freshman, but he's like 6'2" already.
Oh, he's fucking old.
Yeah, but I was wondering how tall he was at Nicholas Guyton because I don't remember him being that tall. I remember him being tall, like over 6 foot. But I don't remember him being like NBA tall because in the picture with those guys, he's only like an inch or two shorter than them. So I'm like, oh. I mean, Poole's probably not that big. He's probably like 6'4", maybe 6'5".
Well, how big do you think you got to be a fucking NBA player? You ain't got to be that big.
Well, I mean, a lot of NBA guys nowadays are 6'7" all the way to 6'10". There's a lot of dudes that are in the 6'6" to 6'10" range. There's a lot of them now. Like that Zach LaVine, how tall do you think he is?
6'6".
Yeah, at least. And he's like a small. He seems not small, but he seems. You know, he looks a little thinner and smaller than the other dudes, and he's 6'6". Zion, how tall is Zion?
6'9".
Beast, yeah. I mean, trying to play basketball against people that big would be hard if you were short.
250 or 260. You might be bigger. You might be like 290.
You have to be like super quick to even flip with that.
Steph Curry.
There's a couple of them though now, John. There's beginning to be more and more. They have their place.
Yeah, guys that are 6'1", 6'2".
They lob the ball. They hit every three that if you don't give them an open three, because they'll nail it. Or like
Damian Lillard's really fucking good.
No, he's got a buddy now. He's got a sidekick that's doing the same thing.
No, he's had what's his name? If you're talking about the little.
It's like him, but less popular.
CJ McCullough.
Little black dude, looks just like they're built the same basically.
Yeah, he's
shorter,
like
stockier.
He looks like he was from the 1990s Knicks team. He looks like he could be John Stark's kid, like type build. Where he's got like that little mustache, flat top.
Frank Jackson. You're thinking about Frank Jackson.
Okay, CJ McCullough looks like that.
There's a guy named Frank Jackson on that team, too. Frank Jackson. He's straight out of the 80s or 90s. He's got the little pencil stash. And his name's Frank.
Right. CJ McCullough.
Anyhow, though, I just thought it was cool, seeing someone that like that dude knows all of Michigan. You never know.
I played basketball at Jelly Bellies with a kid that went to Michigan State, and now he's pro. I can't even remember his name. The kid that he went from Muskegon to fucking Michigan State.
Yeah.
Pro. I threw him a lob.
He was huge. 6'9" as like a sophomore.
He was freshman. Yeah. He was 16 or 15. Oh yeah, it was sophomore. You're right. I threw him a lob though that was by the block, by the square, like a Giannis stuff, like a fucking like. His head was by the rim, and his
he was like Giannis.
Yeah, it was awesome playing with him. I would love.
He's literally built like Giannis.
If I was 6'3", built like me, you know how good we would be at throwing fucking lobs.
Well, you could like wrap your arms around, like to throw around people and shit with long ass arms.
Right. I can already do that with a 6'1" wingspan. Imagine if I had a 6'5" wingspan and I was 6'3". No wonder Paul could touch the top of the fucking backboard. He was 6'6" and he fucking probably had a 7-foot wingspan.
I'd just be dunking if I was that tall.
They did all the time. There's a picture in the '77 yearbook of my dad doing a fucking up and under layup. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, but he went from 5'3" as a freshman to 6'1" as a sophomore or a junior or whatever it was. So in a 2-year span, he grew like a fucking foot.
Ow.
Yeah, so he went from having that little Scott Shaner mentality, though, to all of a sudden he's as big as Justin Reed. You know what I mean? It's no wonder my dad was so good. Makes sense. Being all small and having that. My little brother's bigger than me my whole life, and now I finally am almost as big as him.
I'm so itchy.
If I could time travel, I'd go back to fucking the Hart Shelby game where the year after my dad and Paul kicked everybody's ass, Paul transferred to Shelby, and then they came to Hart to play. My dad said that they were booing at him. Fucking Paul dropped like fucking 40 on him in Hart.
Oh man.
Yeah. So you go to school with all these people your whole life, and then your senior year, you transfer to Shelby because the team's gonna go to like state, and then there's nobody left. Your brother left. My dad's grade had all the talent. Paul was the only good player in his year, so Paul was like a year like mine, and then it would have been like him playing with or like me playing with Rourke. Those guys, all those guys graduated, and then why the fuck not? Why wouldn't they go play with?
Yeah, that's smart.
Right.
We should just, yeah, you already said it, but if we had the Shelby kids, we should just all went to Shelby, or they should have came to Hart. Either or.
Go ahead. You guys don't want to transfer, we'll do it. Fuck it.
And we would have had more
fresh
girls
vagina.
that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, we can have Hart girls and Shelby girls. Think about
And
it,
then
boys.
the Pentwater people and then the Walkerville people all would have wanted to go to it too. I said it before. Put it on top of Star Hill.
Oh shit! Oceana High, the real Oceana High.
No. Then take the name from the Oceana High and make it maroon and fucking black and white. Because maroon is purple and fucking red put together. So the school color would have been maroon. Like maroon.
Yeah, and Oceana Cowboys is already maroon.
We could have just been Oceana Cowboys or Oceana Eagles. Either way, either one of those teams would sound cooler than Hart Pirates or Shelby Tigers. I'll take an Oceana Cowboy or an Oceana Eagle over a Hart Pirate.
The Cowboys, man, the Cowboys are mean.
The name just sounds meaner.
It does. Oceana Cowboys? Like, what are these, some Mexicans about to fuck us up?
Yeah, Viva la Raza, Holmes, the school's fucking 70.
Oceana Cowboys way.
Cowboys way.
How many Mexicans they have going there that they name their team Cowboys?
Right. Oh, literally a bunch of farmhands. They should have respected it. And then and then the money they put into the whole little Latina school and Shelby that they did down there, they could have just all that money for the high school, the money for the middle school, Hart's middle school. How much money was that combined? Fucking 70 million, 80 million. That would have mattered.
I don't think they spent that much, did they?
Yeah, Hart's middle school was like fucking 12, and I know Shelby's high school was like fucking 40 or 50.
Oh, all together, okay.
Yeah, and then all the other buildings and shit. They completely redid Spitler.
Dude, yeah, all wine does is just make me tired now.
So instead of building that middle school or the high school, they could have.
Makes me want to have a nap. That's it.
Could have sent all the middle schools to the high schools. So Hart's high school and its middle school.
I'm going to Red Bull.
Yeah. Fuck Red Bull. Switch to C4. Zero sugar, has all the other things in it. Boom. That's why I stopped drinking Red Bulls for the most part. I drink one every once in a while when we go to the bar because they don't have any.
No, I just drink them as a treat.
This has.
Oh yeah, did you see the fucking things that were in the item shop? Let me go back.
Yeah, this has 10%
looking
less.
motherfucker still there? Oh, they took him down. You see the guy that had the cube for the head?
Oh yeah, I've seen him before. They bring him up every once in a while. Cube looking dude. I know what you're talking about.
Bitches want a war, I'll give them a war. fucking cat snoring again. I think I'm gonna put the whole 9 on, the mask, the glasses, and the hat. Everything's going on.
She don't have glasses. Well, I could put her backpack on her then. I did get her this one. I'll never wear it. I'm gonna wear it this time because it just looks better. She's not a medic anymore.
Ooh, yeah, we look mean.
Unique.
This backpack's fucking sick on this girl, too.
Have I showed you this one before? I don't know where I got this, but it fits her perfect. Black Ops.
What are you doing?
Looking at Tasha's essays. Oh. if Naruto and his little group had to fight the Dragon Ball guy, where would they do it too? By the way, like if Naruto got to go to the Dragon Ball world for like a fucking year, it would change the fight a lot. After watching the episode last night.
What do you mean? Because he'd learn all the Dragon Ball shit?
It would be tough, yeah.
Well, what about if the Dragon Ball people learned the Naruto shit?
That would be insane. If Goku could train Naruto for a little bit, they both would benefit it tremendously. And also Naruto's it's fucking creepy. It's creeping me out. It's creeping me out because he's got a summon and shit now that I've seen, and nobody else has that. Does anybody else? Can anybody else summon something?
Is it gonna win the fight though, or is?
No, but if he got to meet fucking Broly and they became really good friends, him and Broly could be blood brothers, and then he could summon Broly whenever he felt like. Or Vegeta, or fucking Frieza, or Goku, or whoever. Like if they became buddies, that's how they're doing it. So Naruto can fucking be friends with all of them, and what he does is he's like me. He makes people around him better.
That's what Naruto's saying. Okay.
Yeah, and everybody's willing to bet on Naruto. He's always got something sort of stupid. He's like Goku, but you can tell it's drawn after Goku. The people are really into.
I think it's the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
They just switched up the styles for different cartoons.
And there's always somebody older too and when he meets somebody, he learns everything from them. He soaks it in. So he'd just be, and he has chi, he has chakra. He can't fly yet, so as soon as he met those guys, he'd be able to fly and be fucking over. And then it'd be trouble. Little bastard can do shadow clones. That'd be a pain in the ass. They'd wipe the floor with him right now. It wouldn't even be a fight at this level what they're at now. I'd like to see a power ranking. Like how level he's at.
Is it 950?
And he's straight up human. So he gets smacked around by fucking Krillin. He's like on Krillin's level. He'd take Krillin's slot at this point.
He could fuck Krillin up. Yeah. And Yamcha and Tien.
No, I'm saying Krillin would be like, that's the level he's at right now. Krillin would kick his ass. So, and I'm only on season 1 of Super now, so.
Are we talking Super Krillin? Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah, Krillin at his max.
Okay, yeah.
Maxed out Krillin.
Maxed out Krillin's mean.
Yeah.
And let's just give him his wife to boot. He can call upon her too.
His wife's like number fucking 5.
Cause she's gonna protect him.
Isn't she higher ranking than Piccolo?
Yeah.
I feel like it's Gohan.
She is.
Isn't it? I don't even know if Gohan's 4.
I know, Gohan's a fucking puss now.
Because
he's just been declining.
It's really,
I'm gonna stop powering up. What? You're the first one to go Super Saiyan. Why would you?
No, he's not even 4, bro. Because there's fucking the Destroyer now. The Destroyers.
Who's the Destroyers?
The fucking, the guy with the fucking ears.
It goes like Goku, Jiren, Vegeta, Topu.
See? That's what I mean. Like those guys.
Hit. The 2 other Broly. The 2 other Saiyans.
Yeah. And then we're to like fucking 17 and 18. We're 7. You're forgetting about 18. The one guy robot.
He's in there too. He's in the mix too.
Than Hit. He's way higher than Hit.
No, he's not.
He made it to the fucking end. It was like him, Goku. I feel like he make it. How far did he make it?
He made it way too far, but he shouldn't have been there.
I don't know if it's. he made it like further than all of them. I feel like it was him, Goku, and Vegeta. That's why they had the advantage, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's why I kind of thought to myself it should just be Goku and Vegeta, but I forget how he got knocked out.
Who, 18?
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again now.
Yeah, I do too. I might have to go back and download it and just so I can watch it all. And
because did 18 make it to the end?
No, it was just like past Vegeta.
I don't know. Past fucking.
No, because Vegeta sacked himself to keep Goku in the shit. Vegeta was like the third left, I think, and he sacks himself.
And then it was 18 Goku, wasn't it?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's insane. Okay.
18.
My mind here.
Well, they do have unlimited energy supply, so they have unlimited ki, basically.
Right.
That don't hurt.
That's huge. They didn't even have Boo with them.
No. Yeah, then there's Boo. Boo's fucking strong as fuck too. He's all happy now. If you can somehow get the evil Boo back out of him. Ooh.
No, he can turn into a good version of that. So he can level up fucking like.
They just really need to make Piccolo stronger.
Yeah, Piccolo and Gohan need to go off.
Yeah, can they just let's make the next season. Let's have the beginning of it based around them two leveling up or something.
Yeah, they really fucked it up when they had.
Or have them two go off and train by themselves together like they were doing.
They should have had Gohan be the big dog. But then.
You wish.
Well, no, that's what they were gonna do.
He already had his moment. He already had his moment when he went Super Saiyan.
No, people like Goku too much in the first show. The second show is supposed to be like Barbie.
I don't know, but this girl's stomach is. She got it going on.
I read a thing about the writer. That's what he wanted to do it, because right now it would be about, if they would have did it that way, Super and that shit would be about Gohan's kids and Tien's kids and fucking Trunks' kids, and they were gonna do it that way, where it was everybody keeps aging and going that way. That's how I see what happened with fucking Naruto. They just aged. They aged him. Every fucking episode got a little bigger. That's what was cool about the first season. You don't even notice it at first, and then I rewatched like the one part of it, and like he's smaller in the first episode than he is in the last one. They're drawing him bigger every episode. And then they finally start talking about it in the beginning of the next season. When he makes it back to his home village, they're like, damn, Naruto, you're fucking tall now. And then everybody else is like bigger and looks different. It's like when a kid goes from like 10 to 18. They just drew it. They kind of did that with Gohan and Goku. So box. I just couldn't get it.
What do you mean?
It's a little rubber ducky that's in the...
Wow, right when you said that, I'm looking at someone's snap of a green dragon. It's a...
Yes.
It's... And what's even funnier is it's made out of Christmas lights. It's like a part of a Christmas walk.
Oh, that's...
So how random is that? Dude, these are dope. It's a whole, like... Okay, so it's in Chicago, but it's a whole... Imagine, like, walking through all of John Gurney and just having the whole place lit up with different Christmas shit. And you just got to walk through it all.
That's kind of cool.
Fucking sweet as fuck in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a big-ass light thing. There's one of those somewhere around here. Be a good date thing.
Oh my god.
You're weird.
Oh, that's the grossest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. I should be watching this.
Look at this dog. You're too comfy.
Oh my god.
You go outside. Live on the chain.
Glad I don't have the sound on.
Yeah. Come on. You go live outside in the box. Come on, I got a barrel for you.
Fucking disgusting.
Just loves it. Lazy. Yep, you go live on the road.
Oh my god.
You know he's going to run away. Oh, you just stink. Oh, you
John, we haven't even played one game yet. We've just been talking.
yeah. It's a hangout spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheaper than a phone.
So anyways, there's a what? There's in the... What'd you say? In the crane machine there was a green dragon?
Yep.
And it was a rubber ducky.
Mm-hmm. It's a green dragon rubber ducky.
Made out of rubber.
It looks like a fucking rubber ducky. But it's where I got the idea originally. They got one out of that machine 10 years ago.
You need to get that, bitch. Need that.
I need that.
I remember in like people like Whitney, she loved that saying. She ate that shit up. I'm gonna need that. She fucking loved it. And I was always just like, alright. Because like to us, we just said it. It wasn't, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah, you can.
It's when we were all hanging out, we had the lingo.
We still do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but when we're all hanging out a lot, we form lingos just because that's what happens. I also got invited to a party to go.
It's like her fingers. Should probably check them out.
Alrighty.
No. No.
Alright, so after watching the FCNS Royale, John, let's go into this bitch and kick some ass.
Check it out. Check her bag. What she said. What's broke? Something hungry, man? Hang on.
John, when's the last time you blew your nose?
No.
Blow your nose, big dog. When's the last time you blew that big nose of yours?
Today.
I just blew mine. Woo! She's nice and clean. Alright, John, I'm gonna bust out the computer chair and everything. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, fuck, bro. I haven't even sat in this thing in I'm about to murder some shit. Take a big ass bong rip. It's only 10 o'clock, 10:08. 10:08 on the dot.
That's right. What? Your back does not have any problems. Stretch out. You're 7 years old.
Tell her to watch a yoga vid. Someone's gotta get started on the yoga.
I do a little bit. Oh my god, touch my toes, bitch.
It's a good thing to start early. Because I didn't start stretching until I was 30 and had back problems.
I'm in such good shape because I stretch every single day. Good old Mr. Wilson fucking put that shit in my head. And then I had really good gym teachers. I had Mr. Wilson, and then when I went to Shelby for Mr. Wilson and had the one PE teacher.
Mr. Jacobs was mean.
I had him too. So I was gonna get to him. Hang on.
I called him BJ once. He about beat my ass.
Younger than you. That is. Yeah, he is. Like 30. It's like your mom's age. Maybe Adrian's age.
I called him BJ once, and he about beat my ass.
The guy at Shelby was
Brad Jacobs.
He took me from like 120 to like almost 160.
Brad really wasn't that great. He just wouldn't let us sit on our ass. He made us do stuff, so.
Good shit. Yeah, but heart sucks for that. I will say that. You guys only had like 2.
He basically just let us weight train, John.
Yeah, I know.
And then the second time I took it, when we actually had to take quizzes about the body and shit, which was easy because that stuff's just easy.
They did do that for you guys, huh? They had a second, like, type.
We had, what you call it?
My
Study,
junior...
what was it? The study of the human body,
Yeah. I know.
What's it called?
Shelby had like 7 or 8 fucking gym classes.
Yeah, that would have been the gym class master over there.
I was. And then I had like fucking 8 gym classes and like 11.
John, one year I had 2 gym classes, or one semester I had 2 gym classes in one day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so half the day was gym.
It's the best. That was probably your sophomore year when you were really good at basketball.
No, I think that was my junior or senior year.
What a great way to plan it out. I'm going to tell TJ.
No, I did everything I had to early. Yeah, and then my junior and senior year, I had like an open class, and then yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. Then it's just a social. Then you're just there.
Yep.
And you just got to check in.
Basically.
My senior year at Oceana High, I didn't even need to go. My junior year was enough to get me the credits to graduate. I only needed like 2 more credits, and I just went to Oceana to go. Credits.
When in reality, you should be there to begin to actually learn something, but
nope, not me.
I can tell you like 3 classes I actually liked that were good for me and I learned from. I like social studies. It taught me about different religions, and there's something else it taught me. Something about I'll think of it. I liked math. Can go eat a dick. Literally, there's only like barely any classes I learned anything from.
I learned a lot of social studies where we learned to draw maps. I learned a lot from
social studies. They said that's the dark horse.
Yeah,
that's where I learned about religion, different religions than Christianity. I was like, oh wow. They talk about money, and they talk about the transfer of wealth and money throughout history too, which is kind of neat to know. But half the books you're reading about social studies when we were that age, they were like fucking 20 years old. We were reading textbooks from the fucking 80s. Until, it was like a year, right around our time is when it changed to internet. But like, fuck, man. Yeah, we were learning social studies out of fucking green books from the 80s. But that was a good class. I'm just trying to think. Home ec.
Home ec was a good. Did I have that class with you?
I don't know. We had
a couple classes.
Mr. Cruz, algebra.
That was easy.
Or whatever the fuck.
I took those classes just because they're super easy.
All those shit sucks, dude. Like, I can't even name anything that did anything.
Mrs. Franklin, or whatever her name was?
Yeah. Mrs. Franklin, and then I'm just going to I'm not even going to name classes. I'm just going to name specific teachers more than the whole process. Mrs. Franklin.
Mrs. Bearhorse.
Mr. Abig. The lady that did home ec, Mrs. Ohms, or whatever the fuck her name is. Mrs. Holmes. James Van Bergen's dad. Kind of annoying, but the guy would tell you how to be a good person, though. Even though he was kind of annoying, kind of a whatever, but yeah, there you go. There wasn't even really that many people. Mr. Cunningham's class? Just a waste of time. You don't even know what the guy's talking about half the time. Mr. Slaughtograph. What's going on over there? Are you growling or are you like sleeping, Magnus? He's going burn. Burn. I've been streaming this whole time. Last night I fell asleep in the main page. I was gonna stream a football game and I didn't even play it. I just fell asleep. Just a sleep stream. Just me and main screen of Madden.
He fell asleep streaming?
Yeah, I fell asleep streaming, yeah. I just had it on the main screen of Madden and I was gonna stream a football game. But I fell asleep instead. Time to crack that Red Bull. Today's stream is brought to you by Red Bull.
Rory, put the phone down. You lazy ass.
Blueberry, John. I got the big can. Get the 12 ounce.
Shut the video off. What's up, T?
Tell TJ I said hi.
Why are you going to the shower? Can we shave your head? What, the side? Do you want to trim the giant wave? Why can't I cut it? You know, like shape. Yeah, it does. It won't go nowhere. It'll come back.
Give him the Vanderput.
Yeah, let me give you a little Vanderput.
That looked mean.
It's you. No, you shave everything. Come here, let me show you. You'd shave everything. You leave the stuff on the top, except for it's like this long. So there's like a big wave in the front, and it stops. Cut it off, so it looks all trimmed.
Where'd they even get that haircut from? It's like they made it up. It's you shave your head, but the top's a little tiny bit longer than the rest of the haircut. I know.
It's like a marine cut.
It's weird. Did they make it up? And then they'd have the line. I think they draw. I don't know if they put the line in. No.
The older brother did the line. He was like, He hung out with Ben Babinek, and that era of Hart football was mean.
Yeah, I know. I watched Dustin Vanderput return a 102-yard interception or some shit. I remember way back in the day. It was mean as fuck. But Dustin, yeah, and then they had to go against the guy from Ravenna. Okay.
Yeah, he gave me 10.
They had to go against the guy from Ravenna that went to Northwestern.
So -2 is $8. You can take your $8 out. You need to give him 12. That's what I would say.
Ooh, the Red Bull's doing me good, bro.
Just a little, you don't rot. That's how I do it. This C4 doesn't go flat either. That's another. Red Bulls won't go flat either. The blueberry doesn't. Cranberry used to not. The watermelon goes flat. A regular Red Bull could sit.
I'm drinking it out of the wine glass.
Ever. Ooh. Put it aerate or whatever a little bit. This is a 1996 Red Bull.
That is some good Red Bull.
At 2021. This is a 2020 Red Bull. Terrible year. Great Red Bulls.
Anyways, I got invited to Kia, the girl I get weed from.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a little party.
You know, it'll be just getting stoned or whatever.
Anyways, I got invited to go out there. They're having a trippy party and playing Cards Against Humanity or whatever. But there's a girl out there that has a stomach that probably looks like my characters. But I didn't want to get fucked up and have to drive home. And I didn't want to get fucked up and have to stay there either.
Yeah.
They live in Walkerville. Hey, what's your problem? You're Mag moaning and groaning. Yeah, because I didn't know what the deal was going to be, and I don't want to sleep in a living room, and they have kids, and I don't want to sleep in their kids' bed, and I don't want to be there when the kids get back. You know, I just, I said, I'll stay home. I'll stay home tonight. But I still do have like a quarter of those mushrooms that need to be eaten. But they're being stored properly. This is fuck it. I'll play some Fortnite and I'll produce some music. Last night at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. I made another song. Turned out pretty good. I didn't even sit down in my chair though. I stood up and I was just messing around and I was like, we'll just listen to some sounds. I just started listening to different samples and next thing you know, my ADD took over and I had a song and I hadn't even sat down and it's been 2 hours.
Don't do it a bunch. You ain't gonna be able to move the fucking foot it. I don't know why it does it. Maybe it's because I stuff mine so much. It's like getting ready to fucking get stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know how genetics work. I'm just guessing.
Here we go, John. A mixture of wine and Red Bull.
Before I had him, so my DNA wouldn't put that into the DNA. The body wouldn't put that into itself. It would be like, well, we gotta have some sort of protection for food here. Yeah. So I figure that's how it works. Isn't that how evolution works? You know, like guys got burnt a lot. Like me and you moved.
What's PJ doing?
Your mom moved to You want to play Fortnite with us? Adrian just asked. Yeah, when he's done. Yeah.
I just send him an invite, basically, metaphorically.
Yeah. There's James and Sebastian. Seriously, that's Carrie consistent. Oh, I was saying we need to during like
Forgot about Jamesy poop.
I know when we.
Well, actually, John, we should be practicing duos to be honest, but we got till fucking February, bro.
No, we gotta make a bunch of cool content. So what I'm saying is we get TJ and all of his friends, and we do like a fucking some sort of kill race where we land in a lobby or whatever, and me and you try to kill more people than their whole group. What? What? You think you got 4 guys that'll kill 18 people?
John.
Woo! Holy shit!
I'm good for 10.
We need to just record you guys then. If that's how consistent can you guys kill 40 people though, Mike? How often do you do that?
The only way this wine is any good is if you just chug it.
15 to 20 kills. I know what kind of shit I'm talking about, Gary. You know who I'm talking to? Fuck. They killed 40 kids almost in a game yesterday.
Yeah, right.
No, they did. I believe it.
Oh, 10 each. Yeah, we've been
That's
in the
crazy.
30 range.
I know. They consistently kill like 15 kids, 10, 15. But they're sweaty little bastards that are all trying to kill more people than each other. So it's like Mike, Fabian, his friend Alex, and Undersea Soap, this other kid from some other town.
Fabian. Adrian and Fabian.
Yep, and Alex. Mike hangs out with the little Mexican kids. Sounds like.
Yep.
Sounds like he's me. Sounds like.
Yep.
Like me, Juan, Alex Salazar. Just Cortlandt Street.
Mm-hmm.
That's Greg Gale in there every once in a while. And then the Golden and Albert people had to move them down. Ruin it.
Didn't they?
They did.
Didn't they? Yeah. I mean, I was the top dog of all the girls. And then Chen Jack had to come in. Fuck everything up. Joy Riley. Holly Snyder. Look at us. We're so fucking perfect. Get out of here. We don't need you. Ruin that. But they brought Jen Spears with them. I'll take that trade-off. Woo! John, are we ready to fucking play a game? Are we almost ready? I want maximum effort. Someone needs to rip off the Eternals already so I can fucking watch that shit. Why is that?
Sorry. My fucking headset died when I was smoking.
I said, are you ready to kick some ass or some shit?
Yeah.
I said, maximum effort.
Maximum effort.
Wait a second. Hold your horses. Speaking of maximum effort, let's go back to what we were wearing the last time we were playing together. Maximum effort, baby.
Okay. I like it. Alright.
What's up?
Mike and his friends are gonna see if they can get more kills than us. We're gonna play a match and try to kill as many people as we can, and then him and his friends are gonna play a match and see if they can kill more people than us. Should probably see. What's Chad playing?
He's pretty fucking good, dude.
Who, Chad?
He does, yeah, he's good in tight situations. Like,
yeah, no, he's good with us though too, because he's played with.
He
us
becomes the aggressive guy.
Mm. He ain't always like that. Hey, we could use the third guy. What's he doing? He ain't doing shit. You're watching Hellboy. Yeah. You wanna play, Carrie? You're so low. Go turn it on and join us, Gary. You too. Then we have 2 accounts that are really low and really drop the average. You don't have anything to do.
Beast mode.
Come on. I'll turn it on for you. You only gotta play 1 game.
I don't want to.
I'm not asking. Come on, Bear.
Hey, well, at least it's at 10:30, not fucking 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the vacuuming outside the fucking door.
Okay, yeah, alright, baby girl. 75?
Wolverine's just got a wide back. It makes all the backpacks look small.
Get out of here. Annoying ass. God. She's so odd. Carrie Cage. Oh, it's fine. I'm in no hurry, T. It's not a big deal. Oh. Yeah, he can have 3. We'll have 3 Sebastian so we can play. Why is
I
this
love it.
scary?
We still haven't played. John, I'm telling you, this mixture of Red Bull and...
Oh, Sebastian is just new. He's new. He's only played for like a month.
John, put on your Deadpool skin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna restart the stream.